Jon Stewart's ability to wield humor and sharp commentary as a scalpel to dissect politics reached an electrifying crescendo when he addressed the election of Donald Trump as the President of the United States. This live event, broadcast to a nation still reeling from the shock of Trump's improbable victory, was a masterclass in satire and a moment of catharsis for many who felt alienated, bewildered, or even outraged by the political upheaval. Stewart, long celebrated for his incisive wit and moral clarity, used this opportunity not only to critique Trump, but to examine the deeper currents that led to his rise, all while keeping the audience riveted with his signature blend of humor and gravitas. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The stage was set with palpable tension. Donald Trump's ascent to the presidency had upended conventional wisdom about American politics, exposing rifts in society that many had underestimated or ignored. For Jon Stewart, this wasn't just a chance to lampoon the idiosyncrasies of Trump's persona, it was an occasion to lay bare the forces that had propelled him into the Oval Office. With his characteristic blend of humor and outrage, Stewart launched into an unrelenting analysis of Trump's campaign rhetoric, media manipulation, and the broader cultural dynamics that enabled his rise. Stewart began by dissecting Trump's use of media, turning what might have been a dry critique into a hilarious yet sobering account of the symbiotic relationship between Trump and the press. Trump, he argued, wasn't merely a product of his own ambition and audacity, but a creation of a media ecosystem that had grown addicted to the spectacle he provided. Stewart painted a vivid picture of news outlets, desperate for ratings, amplifying Trump's every move, no matter how controversial, and in the process normalizing the extraordinary. The audience erupted in laughter as Stewart imitated the breathless coverage of Trump's antics, but the laughter was tinged with unease, a recognition that this wasn't just comedy, it was an uncomfortable truth. Moving beyond the media, Stewart zeroed in on the cultural and political climate that had allowed Trump's brand of populism to flourish. He delved into the anger and disillusionment felt by many Americans, particularly in the heartland, who had come to view the political establishment as hopelessly out of touch. Stewart's commentary on this topic was layered, acknowledging the legitimacy of these frustrations while skewering the way Trump had harnessed them through divisive and inflammatory rhetoric. He painted a vivid picture of a nation at war with itself, divided along lines of class, race, and ideology, and he held up Trump as both a symptom and a symbol of that divide. Stewart's takedown wasn't limited to Trump alone. He turned his razor-sharp wit toward the Democratic Party and liberal elite as well. He accused them of complacency and arrogance, suggesting that their inability to connect with ordinary Americans had created the vacuum Trump so skillfully filled. The audience was forced to grapple with the uncomfortable idea that Trump's victory wasn't merely a fluke, but the result of systemic failures across the political spectrum. Stewart's humor didn't cushion the blow, instead it underscored the urgency of self-reflection and change. Throughout his monologue, Stewart's performance was a study in contrasts. His biting humor was tempered by moments of genuine sadness and incredulity, creating a roller coaster of emotions that mirrored the mood of the nation. When he addressed Trump's controversial remarks about immigrants, women, and other marginalized groups, Stewart didn't hold back. He used his platform to call out what he saw as a dangerous normalization of bigotry, and he did so with a mix of outrage and incredulity that resonated deeply with the audience. Yet, even in these moments of righteous anger, Stewart found ways to weave in humor, turning despair into determination. One of the most striking aspects of Stewart's commentary was his ability to connect Trump's election to larger global trends. He drew parallels between Trump's populist rhetoric and the rise of similar figures in Europe and elsewhere, framing the election not as an isolated event, but as part of a broader backlash against globalization and liberalism. This global perspective added depth to his critique, forcing viewers to consider the ways in which Trump's presidency might reflect and influence broader patterns of political change. Stewart also used the occasion to reflect on the role of satire itself in a political landscape increasingly defined by polarization and misinformation. He acknowledged the limitations of comedy in the face of such profound challenges, but argued that satire could still serve as a vital tool for cutting through the noise and speaking truth to power. This self-reflective moment added another layer to his performance, inviting the audience to think critically about the role of media and entertainment in shaping public discourse. The live event was more than just a critique of Trump or the system that had enabled him. It was a call to action. Stewart implored his audience not to succumb to despair, but to engage more deeply with the political process. He emphasized the importance of holding leaders accountable, protecting democratic institutions, and fostering dialogue across ideological divides. This rallying cry, delivered with Stewart's trademark blend of humor and sincerity, left a lasting impression, galvanizing viewers to confront the challenges ahead with courage and determination. Stewart's performance was a masterclass in balancing humor and substance, anger and hope. His takedown of Trump was as much a critique of the nation itself, forcing Americans to confront uncomfortable truths about their politics, culture, and values. The live broadcast became a cultural moment, a shared experience that captured the complexity of the emotions many were feeling in the wake of Trump's election. Stewart's words reverberated far beyond the studio, sparking conversations about the future of American democracy and the role each citizen must play in shaping it. In his characteristic style, Jon Stewart didn't offer easy answers or tidy conclusions. Instead, he left his audience with questions, challenges, and a renewed sense of urgency. The implications of his commentary were clear. Trump's presidency was not an anomaly, but a wake-up call, a moment that demanded introspection and action. Stewart's ability to turn this somber reality into a compelling, entertaining, and thought-provoking event was a testament to his unique talent and enduring relevance. As the evening unfolded, Stewart's performance became a dynamic interplay of storytelling, analysis, and a rallying cry for resilience. He didn't simply focus on the stark realities of Trump's victory. He delved into the vulnerabilities within American society that had been laid bare by the election. Stewart's sharp observations uncovered not just the dissonance between ideals and actions, but also the fragility of a system that had allowed disinformation, fear-mongering, and tribalism to thrive unchecked. His delivery was razor-sharp, but his intent was far from nihilistic. By emphasizing the urgency of collective accountability, Stewart reframed the moment as an opportunity for growth rather than a terminal crisis. Stewart's ability to adapt his comedic voice to this critical juncture highlighted the potency of satire in an era of uncertainty. His commentary offered more than just laughter. It served as a mirror, reflecting the contradictions and complexities of a divided nation. The interplay of humor and unflinching honesty created a unique space for audiences to process their emotions and confront hard truths. In doing so, Stewart achieved something rare. He transcended mere entertainment, leaving an indelible mark on the national conversation and reminding his viewers that, even in times of discord, engagement and vigilance are indispensable. Jon Stewart's live address was a remarkable act of defiance against apathy, pushing beyond comedy to deliver a raw and unfiltered critique of contemporary American politics. His performance resonated deeply with viewers because it wasn't merely an intellectual exercise. It was a deeply emotional call for introspection. Stewart explored the societal fissures that the election had exposed, such as the growing distrust in institutions and the alienation of large swaths of the population. He illustrated how these fractures had not only paved the way for Trump, but also symbolized a larger existential struggle for democracy itself. What set Stewart apart in this moment was his capacity to humanize the stakes. He connected abstract political and social issues to the lived experiences of ordinary Americans, urging them to recognize the power of their voices. His insight into the mechanisms of divisiveness was matched by his insistence on the need for unity, not through blind conformity, but through shared purpose and understanding. By navigating the space between humor and heartbreak, Stewart managed to speak to a collective yearning for accountability and a better future. Stewart's live performance underscored the transformative potential of humor when paired with moral clarity. He wielded comedy as a force to illuminate uncomfortable truths, making his audience laugh while challenging them to think critically about the path forward. His ability to bridge anger with hope transformed his critique into something more enduring than satire. It became a shared moment of reckoning. As he concluded, there was no sense of finality, only a determined urgency. Stewart's words reverberated as a rallying cry, urging viewers to reclaim their agency and engage with the world around them, proving that laughter can coexist with profound purpose. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Jon Stewart's take on Donald Trump as president-elect? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.